Collinwood, September 10th, 1897. Quentin Collins has learned that this is destined to be the date of his death, an event to follow rejection from someone he loves, Jameson Collins. Throughout the day, Quentin has avoided all contact with other human beings. Now darkness has fallen once again, and only 6 more hours of this day remain. A terrified Quentin Collins has locked himself in his room, prepared to wait for either salvation or death.
Six more hours. It can't happen. Jameson would never turn me away. And who would try to kill me tonight? Who?
Who is it?
Count Petofi.
Petofi. Yes, of course. He could be the executioner.
I want to talk to you, Quentin. You must let me in. Quentin, it is imperative that you open this door.
What do you want?
Charity Trask came to me several hours ago. She said she'd had a vision in which she foresaw that you would die before the end of the day.
Are you really surprised by what she told you?
I was indeed, my boy. I want to guide you safely through this dangerous night.
You guide me safely. How do I know you're not the one who intends to kill me?
You're wrong, Quentin. I wouldn't harm you.
Maybe I'll believe that tomorrow.
You refuse my help.
Petofi, I'm safe in this room, behind a locked door.
Very well. See that you stay there until after midnight.
Don't worry, I will.
Good luck to you, Quentin.
Oh, thanks for the concern, Petofi. Won't do you any good, Petofi. I'm not going to open the door.
Quentin, it's Jameson. Let me in.
What is it, Jameson?
Well, I haven't seen you since I was ill. I haven't had a chance to thank you for helping me get better.
You don't have to thank me. Now, you know I wouldn't let anything happen to you. Now, you do know that, don't you, Jameson? Huh?
Of course I do. We're best friends, Quentin. I've missed seeing you. You spent so much time away from Collinwood. Why?
Well, there are a lot of reasons. I hope that after tonight I'll be able to spend more time here. I'd like to spend it with you, if you'd be willing.
Of course I am. You know I'd love that.
Would you really, Jameson?
Quentin,
Yes.
something wrong?
No, why?
It's just that, well, the way you were talking, you don't seem to be yourself.
Well, I guess I haven't been for the past few days, but, well, hey, you know, I've been thinking about a lot of things. You know, about the long hikes we used to take, and the games we used to play together, and how much we used to enjoy ourselves, how we used to pretend we were two different people. Do you remember all of that,
Of
Jameson?
course I do. And I miss it just as much as you do. They were such happy times. Why can't it be like that again, Quentin?
You'd really like that, wouldn't you, huh?
Of course I would.
Well, maybe it will be. After tonight. Maybe it will be. You know something, you made me feel better already. I don't even feel like being cooped up in this room any longer. Come on.
Where have you been? I've been looking for you all day.
I've been in my room. I had some work to do.
Every time I want to see you, you've been busy. I only want to know why you're ignoring me.
Well, I've really been busy. I've been concerned with some family affairs. I'm sorry, but it's been taking up all of my time.
But it's never happened before, this concern for family affairs.
Well, it's happening now, and I don't see why it should be so difficult for you to understand. I still happen to be a Collins.
Quentin, please don't be angry. I didn't mean to.
I don't care what you mean. Now, look, I don't want to talk about it. I can't talk about it.
Beth, won't you come into the drawing room a moment? I think it's time that you and I had a very frank conversation.
What is it that you want to talk to me about?
About Quentin. You see, I couldn't help overhearing just now. Of course, Quentin doesn't mean to hurt you or anyone else. He can't help it. It's just his way. I'm sure that actually he's quite fond of you.
He's more than just fond of me. Quentin and I are going to be married.
Do you really think the family will allow that?
The family has nothing to say about it. It was up to Quentin and me to decide, and we have decided. All of which happens to be none of your business. We have nothing more to say to one another.
Beth! I really wanted to break this to you gently, but you haven't made it easy for me.
What are you talking about?
Well, since Quentin doesn't seem to be able to tell you himself, I really feel that I must. The reason he's been avoiding you lately is because he's become very much involved with me. And he's going to marry me. Sorry that you had to find out about it this way. I know it must come as a shock. If there's anything I can do...
No! Oh, no!
You'll get over it in time, my dear. Everyone does.
Who is it?
Jameson, can I come in for a minute? Please, Beth?
Not now, Jameson. I'm very tired.
But I have something to show you. You'll be very proud of me when you see it, Beth. Please.
All right, come in.
Beth, remember that picture puzzle you gave me to figure out?
Picture puzzle?
Yes. You said that I wouldn't be able to find all the hidden objects in it. Well, look. Look, I did. And I took a pencil and outlined each one. Aren't you proud of me?
Yes, very proud. It's wonderful, Jameson.
What's the matter?
I'm sorry, Jameson.
Why are you crying, Beth?
I can't talk about it now.
What's this?
No! It's nothing, just a bottle.
Well, then let me see it, Beth.
No. It's nothing.
This is poison! Beth, what were you gonna do with it?
Jameson.
You were gonna kill yourself. Weren't you? Why, Beth? Why?
Jameson, you're too young to understand how I feel.
Understand what?
About Quentin and me.
What about you and Quentin?
Quentin and I were going to be married. But now he's going to marry Angelique.
That can't be true, Beth. Quentin would never do something like that.
He is going to marry her.
Don't cry, Beth. You've always been good and kind to me, and I love you.
James.
I'm not going to leave you alone here unless you promise that you won't do anything to hurt yourself. Please do that, Beth.
I promise.
All right. There's something I've got to do now. I'll come back and talk to you later.
Yes, please.
It was something that had to be done, Quentin. The girl had a right to know where she stood. I somehow felt that it was my duty to spare her any further humiliation. Now stop worrying about it. You do think I did the right thing, don't you?
I'd like to speak to you, Quentin.
Oh, Jameson, your uncle doesn't have time right now.
I'd like to speak to you alone.
Leave us alone for a minute. What's on your mind, Jameson?
Are you going to marry that woman?
Who told you that?
Beth,
Beth, when?
now. Why are you doing this to Beth? I thought you loved her.
Well, I do, but...
Then why are you marrying someone else? Why did you break your word to Beth?
Jameson!
Why did you cause her to almost kill herself?
Kill herself? What are you talking about? Is she all right?
If I hadn't walked into her room when I did, she'd be dead now.
She's still in her room? I'll go and see her.
No, she doesn't want to see you anymore. You still haven't told me why you've done this.
Jameson, you're too young to understand some things.
You've got to tell me, Quentin. It's terribly important.
Jameson, you've got to try and understand that the grown-up world is very different from your own.
All I understand is that you've hurt someone. Someone you loved, Quentin. That's something I never believed that you could do. I don't want to see you anymore. I don't want to talk to you or have anything to do with you. I hate you, Quentin. I hate you.
Jameson! Jameson, I did it for you! I did it so you wouldn't die. I had to keep you alive. I loved you, Jameson. night. It's over. Who is it?
It's Beth.
Beth, I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. I didn't want to hurt you. I tried to tell you, but I couldn't. I couldn't find the strength. I didn't want to hurt you. Now, look, I know you can't understand, but I didn't have any other choice. Forgive me, Beth. Forgive me. It's you. Now, Beth, you don't know what you're doing.
Oh, yes, I do. I almost killed myself tonight because of you. But now I have to save myself.
Hey, you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, as long as you're alive, I'll love you. I can't help myself. But I can't live thinking of you with another woman.
Now, listen to me. This isn't the answer.
It is the answer for me. I'm thinking like you now, Quentin. I'm going to just look after myself. I'm going to do what's best for me.
Beth Chavez, you will give me that pistol.
No.
Give it to me. Well, my boy, are you ready to trust Petofi now?
I never dreamed it would be her.
Considering the number of women you've scorned, Quentin, it's incredible this hasn't happened before. I suggest you go to your room, pour yourself a drink. I'll join you after I attend to Miss Chavez. My advice to you, my dear young lady, would be to leave Collingwood as soon as possible. Your part in this drama has been played out. It would be most unwise for you to stay here any longer.
Come on in. The door's unlocked. I guess I should thank you for saving my life.
Your life was never really in danger. Once I decided to change your fate.
Why did you?
I told you that already, my boy. I like you. And now I'll come directly to my price. I want you to perform a very great service for me.
What do you want from me?
Barnabas Collins is a friend of yours. He will confide in you. I want you to find out from him exactly how he came here from the future and how he intends to return. He isn't to know, of course, that you're doing this for me.
In other words, you want me to become an informer. The answer is no.
You will find, Quentin, that you can refuse me nothing now.
If it's payment you want for saving my life, I'll do whatever I think is reasonable.
You will do whatever I tell you to do. You don't seem to understand the extent of my influence on your life. Had it not been for me, you would have been prowling the woods last night, looking for another victim. I prevented that. I did what no other living soul could do. I ended your curse.
I don't believe that.
Then why didn't you change last night?
I don't know.
I told you it would be some time before you understood. But didn't things begin to seem a little clearer when you returned to your room last night and saw your portrait?
That portrait wasn't of me.
It was your portrait, Quentin. It had the face of the werewolf because the moon was full.
You mean?
Look at your portrait now, Quentin. See what I mean. The portrait changed, Quentin. And you did not. What would you give if you could always look as that portrait looks now?
I think I'd give anything.
So you shall. And so it shall be. You'll find the betrayal of a friend is a small price to pay for what I can offer you. You're impressed, I can see it. You've decided to join me and betray Barnabas Collins. And a very wise decision it is, too. Yes, my dear boy. Now you belong to Petofe. And who knows, perhaps to the ages.